India is not an easy country to work in because of the huge differences in state and provinces. But that is a challenge if we want to keep it democratic. Because 30 years ago, it would be very difficult to find a tribal who was supporting Hindu fundamentalism. 30 years ago. But today there are many tribals who support Hindu fundamentalism. Why? Because the Democrats, the church, the other so-called secular people have not worked in these areas. When you can control by closing the funding tap and opening the funding tap, it's easier. All the Delhi women's NGOs suddenly become silent. So I think while you go across India, I'm going to be meeting you again when you come back to Delhi, I'm told, on the 8th. Keep your ears and eyes open. Be like a sponge. Soak in all the information. Analyze it. Discuss it amongst yourselves in the evening. Discuss it with senior members of the local Justice and Peace Commissions who will be hosting you everywhere.
See, the caste system is a very complex system. They have to serve all the three: the Brahmins, priestly class, Kshatriyas, the warrior caste, and then the Vaishyas, the business caste. Sudras, these are the coolie workers and slaves. Now, besides all these four castes, there are outcasts outside the caste. They are the Dalits and the tribals. So the outcasts are Dalits, that means the untouchable caste, tribal, that is the people living in the jungles.
Today in India we have 164 Catholic dioceses. We are only 2.3% of the Indian population. Although we are small in number, in the area of education, health services and developmental services, Christian presence is significant. When it comes to human rights violation, I think we have so much data to give you, okay? But we also have a serious violation of human rights, thereby soliciting larger social support, particularly from the liberal-minded Hindus and others, to stop violence against minorities, particularly Christians. I think this is where we can collaborate, organizations like yours, I like to quote from Martin Luther. He says, true leaders are not searchers of consensus, but they are molders of consensus. True leaders.
I am Susai Sebastian, director of this organization called Chetanalaya. Chetanalaya, its meaning is a center of awakening, center of awareness.
This is one of the offices.
Subcenter.
This is a subcenter of Chetanalaya.
And the oldest center.
And the oldest center.
It is the worst slum of Delhi. We have landed here, or Chetanalaya has landed here 30 years ago almost. There are 12 blocks and Chetanalaya is working with 6 blocks. Then out of 6 blocks, 3 blocks are almost slum.
सिस्टर मेरे लगा
See how she's doing Aarti. Yeah.
Thank you.
Now after 3 years, all our effort, now this centers, government centers in the remote village, like this village, no people will come and check the work. So people are frightened.
करने का सौभाग्य प्रदान किया है। हमारा नम्र निवेदन है कि हम सब जो क्रिस्त का शरीर ग्रहण करते हैं, पवित्र आत्मा के द्वारा एकता के सूत्र में बंधे
युवती सेवा सदन. Yuvati Seva Sadan stands as a lighthouse with a mission. For whom? The youth most in need. Whom are they? The working class of domestic workers. What do they look for? For a means of livelihood, their rights as human beings, search for guidance and direction to better their lives, find meaning in life.
Sheila,
Yes, Mama.
did you see my chain?
What, Mummy?
Beta, did you see my chain?
No, Mummy, no.
Mary! Mary!
Yes, ma'am.
My chain is missing! You have taken my chain!
No, no, no.
I will call the police!
Mary, you took the chain? Took the chain? No. Yes, Mummy, Mary took your chain. No, no.
Return my chain, please! Give me my chain! Just I call from the police.
I don't know Mary's chain. I don't know. Give me Mummy's chain. Just for 2,000 rupees, I am blamed. Is it justice or injustice? Is it justice or injustice?
हम स्वामी हाथ साइकिल चला मारे सही समय मोर बड़ चिमली बहुत कांदिला मोटा छाड़ी दियो तो नानी दियो बहुत कांदिला साइकिल चला हाथ पछे मारले.
So she is narrating about how they were attacking. One, they had the cycle chains. Chains, you know, cycle chain means usually they attack with the chains. That is more painful. They got hold of the hands and they had tied the hands with the cycle chain, and they were beating. Meanwhile, the daughter and they were crying just.
Check poti gole. दीदार माने दीदार हिक से माने छिड़ा हेले मोछे तक साइकिल चैन बेकर बांध के 1 किलोमीटर चिकी चिकी नहीं गो जय पर कितना की जय श्री राम जय पर से मन नहीं कर.
The nature of as they were hitting, he fell down, and one fellow caught hold of his neck with a chain, and they dragged him for more than half a kilometer. Meanwhile, others were also beating.
आमु छाती पे दर्द पोछरे जाते गलो पर रोड तोड़ के नहीं गले पर शाम को तो बेकर हाड़ दिले.
Then what happened? Then when they were dragging, one person hit by the axe on his neck. The others also cut into pieces. Seeing that one, she could not move. Then she has to escape and forest like that. There was bush.
The first person from India to take the Dalit issue to the UN was me, and the government was extremely unhappy with it. And the question is, how do we now broaden the Dalit struggle? The problem has been identified, but you need to now deepen the struggle and go beyond the slogans. One way of doing it is to force the government and traditional society here to live up to the constitutional promises, to the promises given in the Indian Constitution that everybody is equal. So I would expect groups within the church and without the church to force the government to give you figures of how many Dalits in a particular village or a block, block is a group of villages, have been given employment under the National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme every month. How do we empower the Dalits economically is to make sure that they get the full benefit of economic programs. I think we have to be more innovative in the way we are campaigning in India. Because our campaign has been very, very traditional. Big marches have been held and a lot of internet campaigning has been done. But that is not adequate, because ultimately in a democracy, Parliament is the change maker and you have to go through Parliament. And when you have the strength, why not use it? It means a lot of lobbying. The second issue is, you asked about NGOs. We need to understand that civil society does not work only on donor money or government money. Civil society works on a spirit of altruism and ultimately the question of you wanting to do good to your fellow human being. So I think NGOs must be more innovative, and especially the church NGOs must be more innovative, because the church has little bit more linkages with ordinary people than the average lay NGO. The church must get people involved in participatory policy making much more than it does presently.